And this is our leadership team. As I said, Mr. Mas is the founder and the managing director, and my Mr. Mubin, my colleague, is a technology head. And talking about myself, I have close to 24 plus years of experience overall. We can be into two avatars. I mean, my first 12 and a half years I spent with a typical corporate career path, where I was part of various organizations like HP, Huawei, Ishoni Networks, building various products and solutions in various areas, primarily in the area of embedded systems. But later, what happened is embedded systems started connecting with the cloud computing. That is when the convergence started happening, or you can say the early, seeds for Internet of Things. So I also got a flair about the device to cloud connectivity, how it works, and I got a chance to understand about how the scalable solutions can be built in the cloud. That's my relation with the web application development, and that's how it started. And after that, I joined Emergy or WSA, whatever you can say. It's been 12 plus years now. Here I handle the delivery of various programs, including the mentoring team or technical team, student success team, the place. That is what I do, ensuring that students are getting the delivered the programs as per our quality standards, be in the mainstream courses or in the internship programs what you guys are signed up for, right? So here one very important thing, I guess many of you are asking this question about whether can we give any stipend or this particular internship come with a placement, etc. Nasir Hussain has been flooding my window. Nasir, your questions are reaching me, don't type multiple times. So the idea is this is absolutely a free program where neither we are going to pay you anything, nor we expect anything to be paid from you. So the goal of this internship is to make you guys learn. That's the whole idea. Okay. So that's about our leadership team. And talking about our internship delivery over the period of 4 to 5 years, we have more than 1,500 colleges footprint in India and across the world. We even have interns coming from various countries. Also, you will see them. And our internship is being well received by students from 45 plus countries. Over 5,000 interns have completed their internship program as a part of the WSA internship. And the interesting part is each of the students will be able to write around 1,000 lines of code. When I say this, you may not believe, but later point in time, when you look back, you would have written as a part of this internship, right? You will be, you'll be basically written around 1,000 lines of code. Okay. So, that's the overall idea of this. And before we get into the internship part, let me just spend some time about understanding the web applications. So web applications, if you broadly look at a high level, it is having two major components. One is what you call front end, one we call it as a back end. Okay. So front end, all of you know, whatever you are seeing in the browser. Now also if you see, even though I'm delivering it as a live lecture, you are accessing this particular webinar or this particular kickoff meeting via GoToMeeting app, or some of you are logged into the browser. So let us say you are logged into the browser, right? So whatever you are seeing, whatever the sharing I'm doing as a desktop share, right, that is what you call it as a front end. So primarily, if you see, three technologies play a major role there. HTML, which pretty much calls out the layout of the web pages. Then the CSS, right, are the cascading. Just a minute. Cascading style sheets. Okay, so where basically we help them to basically decorate or make the look and feel of the web page. And JavaScript basically brings in interactivity. For example, when you want to submit a form, right, or basically you wanted to implement a game, etc., etc. So that's what we will be doing. ठीक है, हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, हाँ ठीक है, ठीक हाँ ओके, yeah, sorry guys, there is a right. So that's the whole idea. And but you see, whatever you're seeing in the front end, this GoToWebinar, that is nothing but the UI part of it. But there is a lot of things happens in the backend. So backend is where the business logic, or backend is where the real data getting stored, etc., comes into picture. Right? And if you look at the backend, we have been having a lot of options over the years, starting with, let us say, PHP, Python, Java, and Ruby on Rails, etc. But of late, if you see in the recent modern day web applications, name it Netflix, name it LinkedIn, name it WhatsApp. So they're all written using the JavaScript as a backend. Because one of the other thing that has happened over the years is the consumers of the web applications, right? They're not in thousands; they become millions. Think about how many of you are already watching this particular webinar live, right? Or if you can see the live cricket match streaming, right? Crores of people watch that, right? So that means, say what, you need to write an application which can scale. So that is where JavaScript plays a very important role in terms of giving the scalability to the backend web applications, right? That's a high level, right? Now if you slightly take a little detailed one, front end is nothing but what I see as a user. We just saw that. Then we have this connector. See, front end and back end cannot just like that, they can exist, right? Somebody need to be connecting. So predominantly that is nothing but an in the internet, all the web traffic or web connectivity works over this hypertext transfer protocol, or HTTP. And then when the request response is happening inside the HTTP, it is exchanged what you call a RESTful APIs, where there is a request response are sent between the client and the server. And even if you see inside the REST API, what is the data getting exchanged? The data format, typically earlier we used to be following XML data format. Now we call it as a JSON, right? JavaScript object notation format, right? So that's about the connector part. So this connector basically connects the front end and back end. Then the back end comes into picture, where the magic happens, right? In terms of whatever the request you are sending, the backend processes the request that you are sending from the front end. Of course, it cannot do the processing automatically, right? So it has to take a help of the database and then do certain activities. Primarily, we call it as a CRUD operations: create, read, update, and delete. It does those operations and gives a response. For example, when you're logging into web application, right? Whenever you go there, there's a username and password. Let us say, for example, right? So the moment you enter the username and password in the front end via the JavaScript form, and then you press sign in, right? So the HTTP request in form of the REST API comes back to the backend, which is saying, right, authenticate or check the username and password. Definitely the username and password will be stored in the database. So the backend logic, it eventually contacts the database, gets the actual username and password, verifies against the username and password that you entered. Depending on the output, right, it gives you whether the login is successful. It will come to the home page, or it will say your login is failed. There's an authentication failure, right? So my idea is, the initial few slides, it might look a little bit technical. The idea why we kept this is to really make you understand what full stack web development is all about. Okay, so that we are all in the same page, so that you'll be able to easily connect with what you are going to do in this internship. So definitely I'll talk about internships, right? So this is just a precursor for you, so that you'll be able to do that, right? So a lot of questions are coming up. Most of them I'll be able to answer them. Okay, just wait for some time. Okay, let us proceed. So this is what we meant by the options we have. In the front end, we have the HTML, CSS, and JS, JavaScript, which is technology. Then the connector is nothing but HTTP, REST, and JSON. And in the backend, we have a lot of options. And then when it comes to database, also we have different options, right? In terms of whether it is a table-based database, a relational database, right? Or it is a tree-based database. That is nothing but a MongoDB. So typically, this is the various options that are available for you as a web developer whenever you want to develop any application, right? So what has happened is, over the years, the web development, if you look at 20 years back, right, and there used to be different developers were there. Somebody will develop the front end, somebody will be developing the back end, somebody will be a database administrator, and there'll be a integrator who integrates everything. But what has happened was, over the years, things have changed. They expected that one particular developer handles all these aspects of the end-to-end web application on his own. So that is what basically the rise of full stack web developer came, and it is one of the most sought after role today. Even though we understand, right, there's a lot of challenges there in the placements market. There are geopolitical issues. There are, for example, concerns about the how the Western world, Eastern world, there is a lot of things are going along, right? And also there's a lot of layoffs that are happening in many of the companies because AI is replacing a lot of jobs, etc. But irrespective of that, there are still companies who are really looking for a good full stack web developer. So if you get a good skill set, basically, right, you will be able to build a good career in that. Okay, that's the whole idea why this internship is being offered. Okay. And these are some of the statistics which says the full stack developer is one of the most sought after, when it comes to survey of the employees, right? They found hiring a full stack web developer is the most difficult activity that somebody has to do. Okay, that basically talks about the demand that this particular internship is having. So again, when it comes to the full stack web developer, just to make it easier for you, you can compare to a general surgeon who performs different surgeries, or a ninja. Right? When you say ninja, who can perform various war operations or the defense activities. And then to make it easy to understand, you can compare with a all rounder. Somebody can bat and bowl. For example, Ravindra Jadeja is a great example of one of the finest all rounder that Indian cricket has ever seen. Right? And he's still doing very strong, right, in all formats, in all roles, being a bowler, being a batsman, and it's also a very good fielder, right? So a full stack developer should be able to do all these responsibilities of handling the front end, handling the connectors, handling the back end, handling the database. So that is what you can relate to this particular development role. Okay. So now, why this has become very demanding, or why it has become very sought after role, is some of the other reasons includes website have become data driven. So if you look at any website, right, rather than you equally whatever you're consuming from the web, you're also uploading a lot of things into the web. So that way, websites or applications become data driven. Right? So as I said, today the websites are used by millions. It's not about thousands. It's not about lakhs, right? It's about tens of lakhs. That is nothing but millions, or sometimes it's even crores. Right? So that way it's very important. And they wanted to make these releases faster to the customers. Right? Earlier, when the developers are separate, right? So integrating all the pieces together and putting it as a single web application should take a lot of time. But you, by being a full stack developer, you are able to handle the end-to-end responsibility. What it means is you will be able to develop faster. So that way you will be able to ship releases to the customers also in a faster manner. So that's about the faster releases, right? And finally, the UI UX as a center. If you look at any web applications, right, the user interface, whatever he or she is having, is a prime. So all these reasons basically driving a lot of demand, where the scalable and the secure. I didn't talk about security, right? That's a very important aspect in any web application that you write. Okay. So this is just a high level idea about what we have. And when it comes to us, whatever the stack that you are going to learn in this particular internship is nothing but the MERN stack. When you say MERN stack, you are going to use the JavaScript in the front end and also JavaScript in the back end. So what we are going to see here is a larger focus will be given on the front end, where you are going to learn about the React framework, which helps you to develop a rich and platform independent front end with ease. Right, we are going to definitely do that. And then when it comes to back end, what we do is like we taught a lot. If you make you develop a backend also on your own, it's going to take a lot of time. So what our mentors have done is they actually have a ready-made backend with them. So you'll be using a REST APIs, etc. Then you'll be using those things on your own. But later point in time, they'll also give some tips and tricks where you can go and build a Node and Express.js or even MongoDB also on your own and build your real full stack web application. That's the approach we are going to take. Okay. So they'll be giving you a ready-made backend where you are going to integrate your front end. And of course, you'll also get some idea about backend, because if you include backend also as a part of this internship, right, the duration will become too much, right? We are targeting around anyways, 4 to 5 weeks of internship sessions, and also we'll be giving a project to work on. Okay, probably in the subsequent slides we'll see that. Okay. So this is more again a technology point of view what we are talking about, right? So as I said in the initial 20 minutes, I'll be spending on this so that you guys can understand what basically a full stack web application is all about, and what are the components that are associated with it, and what are the various technologies that works together. For us, we sometimes take things for granted. When you type something in the browser, right, it's something immediately it comes on that. We need to take many things for granted. But there are tons of things happens in the backend which makes the entire orchestration from the front end to the backend to the database, right, makes it possible. So my idea of this initial 15-20 minutes, whatever you spend, just to give an overview about what is web development, what is full stack web development, in that why MERN stack based full stack web development. Definitely today the other stacks also existing, even Java based stacks, Python based stack, etc. But if you look at any modern web application, as I told in the beginning, be it LinkedIn, be it Netflix, right, be it WhatsApp, they're all developed using the MERN stack, because by developing using MERN stack, you can write the application to scale. Millions of people can use it. Okay, so that's about basically overview about the web applications. So what I'll do is I will pause for a second. Let us take some questions, if not all. Let me see. Yeah. So Sachin is asking, is it something like is it from the basics already? Yes. Everything will be taught from the basics. In fact, any any training program that we do, we ensure that basically you are learning things from the scratch only, so you don't need to bother about much, right? Siddhartha is asking, the projects are dummy or real time? What do you mean by dummy? I don't know. See, our projects will be based on a real time use case. Okay? We are not going to build and deploy in a production server. We are not going to, because we are not a development company, right? But the project that we will be building will give you a real use case example where it will make a huge impact when you start applying for jobs. And by the way, one more point I want to make it clear: this internship program do not have any placement support. Many people are typing here, sir, if you do well, will you take it? Or, is there any opportunity? Is there any stipend, etc.? We are not going to facilitate the placement portion at all here, because the goal of this internship is mainly targeting the pre-final year students to give them a real exposure about hands-on coding. Okay? It's not about getting you a job, right? But not to get a job, there's a different program that we have in terms of the full stuff, the full-blown program, which is again, it's a paid program. Okay, so this is absolutely free. As I said, neither you need to pay us something, nor will be paying to anyone, any of the students. The idea is to make you learn, and to do that, we are investing in terms of time and effort. Every day there will be a session by our mentors. It will be happening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that you can finish your colleges and then take it up. Okay, so that's the whole idea. Whatever we spoke about that. Whether we can get the recording of the classes, yes, whatever is there, it's getting recorded, and we'll get an access to basically something called LMS, or learning management system, where our team will be giving the links, and not only the links, all the required resources for you to implement this internship or this particular project, in terms of necessary slidewares, sample programs, project requirement specifications. Kindly note, we don't give you the answers, you need to figure it out, but we'll be giving you all the resources from LMS, learning management system. You will also getting a mail shortly with the access details, so that you can log into that LMS and get all the details. Okay, so that's the idea. Let me just see. Yeah, is it mandatory to attend every meeting? Yes, because it's a hands-on program. Every day the mentor will be demonstrating something. They'll be starting with a project-based approach. When I say project-based approach, to start the program itself, they'll be giving you a project, and then they'll teach you certain topics that are required to implement the project in a kind of a hands-on workshop model. Then you start implementing the project, and when they're implementing the project, the mentor also will be coding and demonstrating you. So by the end of this coding and demonstration is done, then you will start implementing the project on your pending things on your own, maybe 30% of the work, right? And then you submit the project, then only you'll be giving the certificate. Kindly note, just because again in India, what happens is, if anything for free, right? Often we see that we don't value that much, and we are very serious about even though we're not commercially are charging you anything, but we are very super serious that you guys take it up in a positive spirit, and then complete the project. Just like that, don't come and ask, sir, I could not do the project, will you give me a certificate? Will not. Okay? We'll evaluate your project, and the guys who are done well will be, are rather passing our mentors evaluation criteria. For them, we'll be giving you the certificates. Okay. Hope that's clear. um, okay, okay, sir, will be record, I think, yeah. So exactly what we'll be able to do end of the internship. By the end of the internship, you will have a very good hands-on practical knowledge with whatever the 4 pieces that I mentioned so far, and able to develop intuitively a great UI on your own on the front end, and also integrate with the back. That is what you'll be learning. How to develop a backend, as I said, that's not part of this internship. That will become too big an internship, but we'll give you enough inputs so that you can develop your backend also on your own if required. Okay, it will be for a 1 month program. Okay, is it? It means it's a simple course. Simply, so, see, Rishikesh, it's not a course. Okay, course means what? You are teaching theory, and also you're doing, because here everything you are see, here you're also learning, implementing a project, and you're also doing the learning to basically implement the projects. So it's both a combination of skill building and project building. Okay. Please note, right, this type of an internship, generally when companies offer, especially when they go to top colleges and they even paid stipend, what happens is the student already brings a skill set into the table. Here what happens is, majority of you would not have exposure to the coding. So what we should do, we should give you the necessary workshop so that you can basically speed up your coding. Okay. And that's the area that we want to work on, because in the name of internship, I know a lot of things get diluted and people do it for the namesake, etc. That's where we want to make a difference. So kindly note, you'll be able to get a certificate only when you submit the project. It's not because you're getting selected, you got selected for this internship, it's great. I think probably we have few thousands of people who applied for this internship. By then, getting selected here itself is a big deal. Okay, hope this is clear. Okay, some of the questions are here. I answered them. Is there anything attendance marking? Yes, in the GoToWebinar, whenever you are logging on a daily basis, it'll be marking the attendance automatically, right? It's automated attendance process. And kindly note, it is important that you attend all the sessions, because it's not like your college or anything, right, where you can just basically take the friend's notes and study, or one night I will study and crack the examination. Those things doesn't work here. So everything is a hands-on and practical manner. So if you miss it, you are going to really miss it. So don't miss any sessions here. Okay. So timing wise, already told, Monday to Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Can a beginner take an internships? Yes, Lakshmi, you can do that. That's the whole idea. Okay. When will you get an LMS link? We'll get it shortly. Our team is working on it. They'll be sharing it forward, right? Will the certificate add value to resume of a finalist student? Yes, absolutely, Kinnari. The whole idea that we are doing is whatever you are writing, and we'll also be conducting sessions on how to write a resume, etc. So that way, you will be able to utilize these things in your job market. Otherwise, why are we doing this, right? Learning is there definitely, but not only learning. You will be able to leverage this learning experience into your jobs. Yes, but kindly note, we will not support. That I already made it clear. When you are applying on your own, by doing this internship, you will have a lot of things to represent in your resume. That way, your probability of actually getting selected, or even for that matter, impressing the interviewer, always becomes high. Okay. Hope that is clear. Is there any examination? There's no examination as such. We'll be keeping you some quizzes. If you win those quizzes, we'll be giving you certain goodies. Our team will be shipping you the free goodies. So you'll be getting it as a part of this particular program. So, what about the offer letters? I guess all offer letters have been already emailed. In case you did not get it, just wait for a day or two. There's a limit in which you can send on a per day basis. Our team takes 2 or 3 days to basically send the offer letter. But in case still you not received, towards the end of the presentation, I'll show you guys how you can get in touch with our team and then seek your, give your details. They'll definitely be able to help you. Okay. What is the duration of today's meeting? Okay, I'm planning for an hour, 1 hour. Okay. Okay, I think when it is start, how to register, I think you don't need to worry. Automatically every day, if you're selected today, from tomorrow onwards, basically, the same link you'll be using for attending their daily sessions also. So you don't need to bother much. Every day you need to come, click the same link at 7 o'clock. The mentor will come and they'll take you to the session. Okay. What is the duration? Okay, fine. So can we know what and all web apps we'll be building? Just wait for some time. Tomorrow our mentor will be coming and they'll be explaining what we'll be implementing as a part of this particular internship. Okay. Okay. Is there any doubt session 2? Yes, we don't have a session as such, but in case you are getting stuck or you need some help or something like that, in LMS you have something called forum. You can post your queries in the forum and then our mentors will reply. Yes, it is supported via forums. Sir, can you please let me know whether I can find basically the, sorry. Sir, batch topper will get any extra, I don't know. See, nothing, there is nothing called no other benefits. We'll give some goodies if you are winning the quizzes, that's it. Okay. Is it third or final year students? Both can benefit from this program. Okay. I would say, we are targeting for a pre-final years, but yeah, of course, final years also. If you are already selected, that's fine. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just move on and understand a little bit more about the internship now. We discussed about the web development and how it is structured, etc. So let us move on and understand the internship part. So internship, if you look at, right, over the years, you've been actually offering this internship in a small pocket. But when the opportunity came to deliver in a large pocket, right, that is where the AICT also came up with the norms, saying that anytime any student should do 2 internship, if I'm not wrong today. Earlier it was 1 internship for 2 months. That's when we launched this. So what the idea is basically to contribute in terms of the skill building by working with the engineers. That's our goal. We don't charge anything. Be rest assured, it's absolutely free program. You don't need to pay us anything, nor we'll be paying anything. The main idea is to learn the hands-on coding. Yeah, so that's what we are doing in a scaled approach in the online. So every day there will be a session. It will be live session. Kindly note, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And whatever the live session getting recorded, you'll be given access to the recording via the LMS. Okay. As I said, it's part of our industry academy vision because we really want to contribute in this area. Last but not the least, it's for free, no strings attached. Again, in India, especially if you come and tell I'm giving something for free, you always know, okay, something is wrong here. Right? Because we often interconnect, free with quality. We say if the product is free, the quality may not be good. So please come out of this myths. You'll get an excellent learning experience by building a real-time project, and definitely we are not going to ask even a single rupee from your side. And this is how the internships are structured. As I said, to start with, the mentor will be explaining what you call system development life cycle or software development life cycle, and then they will give you basically some foundations or computer science basics. Then you can start implementing the front end, and then the back end they'll be introducing where you can integrate, and then the full application to test it. Okay, and then not only test it, deploy in any of the live server. This is a lot of live servers are there, right, where you can go and deploy your code and make the application live. You can really do that. Okay. Definitely we also have certain, even though this internship does not support you with placements, right, we actually want to give some input so that you can further build on it and start applying for the companies. So that's why we'll be conducting certain Disha workshops, which will talk about resume building, interview facing, an overview about the industry, etc. So with that knowledge, you will be able to build a very good resume based on the skill set, whatever you are going to learn in the WSA, and then that will enhance your probability of getting selected with a good web development company. Okay, so that's a overall idea of this internship. Okay. And what are the benefits? I think some of you already asked. Basically, one is like it enables you to start a career in a product company, right, where they're involved in the latest MERN Stack and developing the web application, right? And you will be able to build on real project. This question also somebody asked. With end-to-end application, you'll be able to develop the app and also deploy it in a live server. And by doing this, what happens, your skill set goes through a major change, which you can basically utilize by creating a portfolio website or building a resume. So potentially when you start applying, these things going to impress your interviewer. Okay. Finally, we'll be giving a certificate for people who submitted the project and our mentors have evaluated, and then they certified or rather they cleared your evaluation. For them only we will be basically giving the certificate. As I said, if you're not coming regularly, if you're getting in expecting a certificate from us, we are not that type of people, because whatever we do, we really want to do a very good work. Okay, that's the whole idea. Okay, we don't want to do some namesake. Okay, that's a whole namesake. Okay, we don't want to do that. So, and then we'll be conducting some quizzes throughout the course, throughout this particular program, time to time. And winners of the goodies, winners of the quizzes, will be getting you some goodies. Now, our team will be shipping you some, franchise, the merchandise items to you guys, just for your motivation side. Okay, all right. So, some of you already asked. This will be a 2 hours a day program, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And uh, one second. Okay. Then you will be having 2 hours a day, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. 4 weeks is the plan. Maybe you can keep one more week extra, 1 or 2 more weeks sometime, because you need to work on the project and submit day. It will be for 5 days. And every day session will be live, and you need to use the same link, whatever you logged in today, right? You're going to use the same link and attend. And as I said, you'll be getting a login to LMS, all the support queries, not only support queries, even the the responses, materials, everything will be made available via the LMS. On demand basis, our mentors may create some doubt clearing sessions, but forums have been working very well for us with respect to the interns, so that way you can utilize that. Okay, and it will be a code along mechanism, and then the quiz is there, which I mentioned, right? Winners of the quizzes will get some goodies. Yeah. So what are the important from your side? You need to regularly attend. The GoToWebinar records your attendance. Okay. There are a lot of questions people ask, sir, what if my examination comes? What if this comes? What if that comes? And all. So definitely, you guys need to, plan this. We will not be able to, recommend what is best for you. Basically, you know the best. So I suggest you take care of accordingly and participate in all the quizzes. That will only enhance your value. And finally, you need to submit the project output. Here, it's the third point is the most important point. Okay. Here and there, 1 or 2 days you are absent. That's fine. We'll be giving you the recorded video, right? But submitting the project and not only submitting, our mentors will evaluate it. Don't do copy paste and then submit. Okay. So that's the whole idea of how you can conduct yourself in this internship. So what is the other this thing we'll be learning as a part of this internship to understand the career opportunities in this domain, creating an embedded impressive resume, and then how to build an online portfolio. So we'll be giving you some tips and tricks with which you can start building. And kindly note, we are enabling you. We are not giving you placements, but whatever you're going to learn in this internship, definitely it will be handy for your future career. So FAQs, I think many of you asked this. Will you give placements after this internship? The answer is no. What are the other resources provided? As I said, LMS you will get an access, and Google Groups will be added. Telegram we did it, but I think off late we stopped it. We are not able to maintain it, so just ignore that. Okay. Will I get certificate just because I am selected? No, we will not be able to give. Only when you submit the project, our mentors will evaluate, and then they will, give you the certificate. Can I submit internship to my college? This project? Yes, you can do that. No problem. Okay. I'm having clash with my college times. Can I attend in some other time? No. As I said, people keep changing, and people will also say my midterm exams are coming, my this exams are coming, that exams are coming. We will not be able to accommodate because it's a students coming from pan India, and also we get students from outside India also. So when you're delivering something like this scale, right, we can't keep on accommodating. So in case if you miss, I don't recommend you to miss. Worst case scenario, if you miss a few sessions, using the recorded video, you should be able to catch up. As I said, recorded lecture session will be given. Okay. Will I get an internship offer letter? Yes. In case if you're not got, our team will be sending you on a regular basis. Don't worry. In case there's any mistake in the internship letter, right? Internship offer letter, don't worry. That's just a token that you are getting started with the internship. But later when you give the internship closure certificate, if there are any places, we'll correct it. But in the offer letter, if there are any places, we will not be able to correct it. Okay. We just keep it as it is. Anyways, it's not, you already got selected, right? That should be fine. Will I give internship completion certificate? Yes, provided you submit the project and our mentors evaluate and then they certify. And these are all the channels. I don't think you should be following the Telegram. I'm not sure you're maintaining either. Okay, don't ignore that request, please. So univ_manager at webstackacademy.com. That's our common email ID. You guys can send an email if you have any queries. And our team will also be adding you to the internship Google group, WSA-internship at googlegroups.com. So just join these channels and then keep yourself updated. So what next? Basically tomorrow onwards your hands-on technical sessions will start. So 7 p.m. same time. Please log in via your GoToMeeting, the same link. Mentor will come and start. And tomorrow onwards, please note the session will be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. There will be 2 hours of session. Today we'll be probably completing in an hour because it's an induction class or the kickoff meeting. But definitely when you do the hands-on coding, it takes a lot of time. And these are all our coordinates for WSA, our LinkedIn and our Instagram profiles. So please do watch out for them, watch them, and then basically subscribe, share, subscribe, so you get latest updates about what is happening in the WSA. Okay. So with that note, I would like to welcome all of you to WSA and the exciting world of web development, especially with the MERN Stack. I'm pretty sure you are going to learn quite a lot of things as a part of this internship. Not only that, you are going to apply that by working on a project, and subsequently we will also give you the resume workshop, etc. So that you are able to build it and then later you leverage for your career. So that's about what I need to say today. So what we'll do, let us take some questions now. Okay. So we need Telegram link. Telegram, leave it. We're not maintaining, right? Okay. Are we going to get letter of recommendation? No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, Google group link, you don't need to worry. Our team will automatically add you. Okay. Yeah, LMS link will be emailed to you. So as a company, one second. So is it okay to watch a recorded session? I can watch live. So I suggest you go do it live because there'll be coding will be happening. It's not like you're watching live telecast. No, right? There'll be intense technical session will be happening. So definitely, I strongly recommend all of you to participate in the daily basis. How many winners will be there? That will figure it out. They wish don't bother much. Uma, if you are in a topper, you will get it for sure. Okay. Sir, can we attend? Uh, oh, it's just got flipped. So many questions are coming. Okay. Is in backend which language you are teaching? Backend we don't teach you. We'll be giving you ready-made backend, but you will get an idea about what does it take to build a backend. Okay. Okay. Sunjan is asking another interesting question. As a company, how are you monetizing it? Since you are giving it free of cost, right? As I said, this question I get asked every time whenever we do the internship kickoff, right? See, for us, we don't have any intention to monetize this. The reason being, when we saw this internship ecosystem, it was pretty much broken in India, and we want to make a difference. That's it. Okay. So we don't have any intention. So this is more of a contributing back. You can think like that. Okay. Okay. Can we do both IoT and MERN together? I already told you yesterday. Don't do it. Any one you choose and do it well. Okay. Is there any PPO? No. Sir, what was the selection criteria? There was a cutoff for the written test. I forgot how much was the cutoff. So based on that, your performance in the written test only, you've been selected. Can we do a backend in Java Spring Boot for our project? Yes, you can, because for the as far as the backend is concerned, it is actually technology independent. You can build in any technology. So Java Spring Boot is another example which you can try. If you already know it, you can try. Okay, I think that's what I could see. Let me just check any other questions are there. Okay. Okay. I think percentage, academic and all, it's not bothered. We're really bothered with the skill, right? Yeah, we'll be getting a guidance to build a project. Okay. Everything will be taught from the beginning. Don't worry. Okay. What project? I don't have an idea. Our mentors have got 3, 4 varieties of projects. One of the project they'll take it up as a part of the internship. Okay, I think a lot of questions about the internship letter, etc. Let me check with any. Some of the questions I might have missed. Let me check. Can you talk to the mentor if you don't, if you have doubt? See, again, doing the live class it will be difficult. Rather than talking, we encourage you to type, chat, or if you're not able to clarify your questions, get your questions clarified in the live itself. There is a forum where you can post, and our mentors will reply. Okay. All right. Certificate, yes, we'll be giving you once you submit the project. Our mentoring team will evaluate, and then once they clear you, we'll be giving a certificate. All right. I think still a lot of repetitive questions are there. That's why I'm not asking. Okay. I'm not answering all the questions. So project can be done individually or in group. Anything is okay as long as you work on it. Yes, you can include in your resume. Yes, that's the whole idea. Okay. Using this, build a very impressive profile for yourself. Okay. Can you upload the offer letter in LinkedIn? No problem. Please go ahead. We don't have any problem. Okay. Everything will be taught from the scratch. Yes, I guess we answered all of them. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of repetitive questions. Okay. All right. Okay. So I would like to pause here. Thank you very much for basically joining this internship program. I wish you all the best. I'm sure all of you will do very well, and take it as a very good learning opportunity and build a very solid profile in the web application development, so that you can eventually become a very good full stack developer. Okay. So with that note, I would like to thank you. As I said, tomorrow onwards the sessions will start 7 p.m. It will be for 2 hours. So please log in using the same link tomorrow at 7 p.m. Till then, take care. Bye bye.